our quality of life. There's a lot of reasons why people move to Florida, and a lot of it stems from our open space, our green space, our nature, our coastlines, our fishing, our beaches, our Lake Okeechobees. All of that is on green space. What's going to happen if we don't preserve this green space? And how is that going to affect our future generations? Not protecting the ranchers, but protecting the population of Florida, because we are going to, in 2070, we're going to lose several million acres. It's going to be gone forever.
So the challenges are vast in number. Citrus greening has, really changed the landscape of Florida. Water control issues, development pressure. There's not a challenge a month or a challenge a week. It's a daily challenge. I mean, we're a stone's throw from a 6-lane highway where we're standing. There's rooftops in the other distance. It's increasingly challenging to be an urban farmer is basically what a lot of these farms have to deal with.
In the state of Florida, we're projected to lose 45,000 acres a year of ag land. I'm Kaylee Combs, and I help run my family's agritourism program. We are a fifth-generation working horse and cattle ranch, a 600-acre ranch here actually in Duval County. And we not only are a horse and cattle ranch, but we also have an ag tourism program. We do horseback riding, summer horse camps, and we also have a venue where we do rentals such as weddings, corporate events. We have weekend fun events like our Family Fun Farm Day, and even market that brings over 200 vendors. Less farmland equals more imported foods. Me as a mother, it's so important to me that I put fresh vegetables and fruits and meats on my family's table. But without farmland, we just simply cannot do that. Less farmland also equals higher cost. People really do not realize how much produce, how much beef that Florida produces. When we're losing that, we're gonna have higher costs of groceries. Many years ago as a child, I remember looking out the window of my parents' car driving down and seeing dairies, cattle, timberland, and that's something that you don't see as much anymore. It's not a common sight here in Duval County.
I'm Woody Larson, and we're in Okeechobee, Florida. We had the dairy down in Palm Beach County, which there were a lot of dairies down there along the coast of Palm Beach County. So that's where I grew up, went to high school there in Boynton, Delray area, and then went to the University of Florida. And so during those years is when we moved most of our dairies over here. We acquired a dairy over here and then moved the dairy from down there. It was a moving time. So by the time I got out of school, I came back here to full-time dairy.
A community like this never stands still. It's always changing for the better. There's always something new going on and something new going up.
When I think about now and back then, it was really the same thing, only it wasn't as bad back then. The urbanization was starting to creep out to the farmland. Now if you go down to Palm Beach County, it's everywhere. But there was pressure, urban pressure to move, and so we had land that was less expensive over here, and we had already purchased some, and we built one dairy over here, and then so we moved the home place over here. Rural and family lands has been a big help to a lot of landowners and also to preserve agriculture in the state. I say keep Florida, Florida. The reason a lot of people move down here is for the clean air, clean water, and open space. And if it weren't for rural and family lands, I don't know how we would do it.
Crisp green salads by the acre not only help make Florida a healthful place to live, but form an important bulwark to her ever-expanding economy. These salads are for the northern winter market. Much of Florida is lavishly lush and fertile.
I'm David Torbert with Torbert Farms. We grow green beans, yellow squash, zucchini, sweet corn, and I'm the farm manager. So growing up in Homestead, there was busier than small towns, but it was still very small town type feel. There's still a lot of agriculture land. The development has moved in. It is a great place to live. The weather's beautiful. Something we're having to deal with, we're adapting. We're gonna start moving a portion of our farm to another growing area to try to combat some of the land loss. We've also spread up the state to cover other growing areas and capitalize on that available land. We try to pick up as much land as we can down here, but it's just, there's not enough of it. This year alone, I'll probably lose close to 400 acres. So our long-term or short-term, whichever one comes quicker, is probably to move to the Immokalee or Clewiston area. Still farm here, but start obtaining land over there. Because when I'm my dad's age now, I can almost assure you there won't be enough land left here in this county for what we need. A lot of what's happening, I understand the landowner's point of view. I understand them selling that piece of land. I'm not gonna sit there and try to tell someone not to do that, but it's just a fact of life down here. The real estate it's through the roof and people are getting paid for their lands.
The industry probably has its greatest impact on the towns it has built. The people of the lake area depend on sugar for jobs, schools, recreation, and the small town way of life most of them prefer.
Really, I guess what we're trying to do is just educate the public on how important agriculture is, because this county, I think within the next 5-10 years, if we don't do something, there will not be any farmland left. Which I don't think is just a problem here, I think it's all over the state of Florida.
Hi, my name is Jacob Nixon. We are here at Nixon Farms. We grow soybeans and peanuts, and we also have a corn maze we put on during the fall. Me and my wife, we have actually started a honey bee operation as well. We're putting houses on some of our prime farmland. So, I don't know what the solution to that is, but we've got to come up with something fast, because if we don't, Okaloosa County will be destroyed within probably the next 5 to 10 years, I believe.
My name is Jim Strickland. We are at Blackbeard Ranch. I'm managing partner at Blackbeard Ranch. It's located in Manatee County, Florida. It's about 5,000 acres. We are a cow-calf operation here in Florida. We also do sod, we also do seed, we also do hay, and at times we harvest sable palms. So we're pretty diversified down here in South Florida. So we're talking about conservation and ranch lands here in Florida now, and one of the reasons I got started into really being interested in advocating for conservation funding and preserving these timber and ranch lands here in Florida was I lease land. So I'm 70 years old. I happen to be doing today at 70 what I wanted to do when I was 7. So I am blessed to still be doing this, but it's not been easy. I would say that I have lost, when I say lost, I have had to move off of over 100,000 acres of leased ground, of which I leased for cattle grazing. I didn't own it, I simply leased it. At this point in time, that 100,000 acres is all developed. So I understand loss of land. What you see behind me all have a conservation easement on them. So we're not just saying now when we get involved with conservation that we want to save this land for our families. That's not it. We want to save this land for your family. We want to save this land for generations to come. And here's all the scientific aspects of saving land that benefit those 22 million people that live in Florida and all the people that come here to visit.
Here in the orange groves of Florida begins one of the most unusual stories of man's imagination and enterprise.
You know, we're sharing our land, we're preserving it. God gave us this land, and it's our job to leave it better than what we found it. And I think it's so important that we take into consideration ranchers and farmers. They're not only feeding America, they are healing our land, preserving our land. They're keeping our green spaces.
My name is Michael Nutt. We're with Dupuy Ranch, family ranch that's been in my family for 5 generations. We understand that where we live, that growth is inevitable, but we're faced with the challenges of meeting the current demands and needs of the government and the people and trying to work into it. But yes, it's very, to me, I use the word sad. We're the only ranch left in this area, so that's our main goal, is just to try to keep the place intact and keep it the best for the environment, and it's the best for the people too.
Rural and Family Lands is a program that basically selling the development rights so that the land would never be developed, but keep it in a working agriculture landscape. In the case of ranch land, that's typically open land. We have used it on one property, and we have a couple other properties that we've applied for. The challenge is going to be having enough money in the state legislature to fund these purchases of development rights. And so certainly that's something that we all can work on, lobby for that. It's a great way to keep Florida, Florida.
Now we see generations that are going, we're not making any money off this land, or we're making enough to survive, but we're being offered enough to retire. If we buy the development rights from them, that land will not be developed. It will give income into those families, enough that they can reinvest it, stay in business, and still provide food security, not only for Florida, but for our nation. So we're going to have cattle and strawberries and citrus and oranges, and we're going to have sod. We're continuing to have those things of which society needs, but it won't be developed. That's our number one desire, is to fund those conservation programs here in Florida that give all of agriculture that decision that they don't have to sell out to somebody that's going to develop their land. It will give them the ability to stay in business and let their heirs stay in business, and maybe not their heirs. If you're watching this, it may be your family that starts managing this land. It's maybe not going to stay in those families, but it will stay in agriculture forever. So those of you that have 4-H and FFA kids and you're saying, you know, we don't own any land, but we have a desire, you may be managing this land 50 years from now. There's a lot of different reasons why we need to do conservation. Number one is food security. But some of the things that we can do by conserving this land is, one, we can provide clean air. We can carbon sequester carbon on our ranch lands. So that's good, but you can look at endangered species. The grasshopper sparrow here in Florida is the most endangered bird in North America. Ranch lands provide habitat. You have the Florida panther, you have the quail, the white-tailed deer, the Osceola turkeys. You have all these species. If you're a believer in clean water and fishing and you love the beach, or you have a development on the beach, you depend on waterfront restaurant, we are going to help you. If we put septic tanks and impermeable pavement and rooftops, that's not going to help you. We can all work together. Again, we're going to still develop Florida. Florida's not going to stop, but we need to really put the focus upon what is it that's going to really protect us for the next 500 years. So it's been very important to me to know that this land is going to be managed and protect all of those attributes that green space and open areas provide to the state I love, and that's Florida.
So educating the community on agriculture, you know, we can really take a step and embrace and lean into that urban encroachment, because it does really give us some more possibilities. And I think it's so important that we educate our future generation. And I'm so glad that we're able to do this right here at the ranch. We have about 25,000 students a year that come through just through our educational program. There's those interactions when families come out and they experience the farm and they get to come out and ride a horse or just learn about the farm in itself through our Family Farm Fun Days. You know, those are memories that last for forever, but they're also making important connections to people that may not come to farms all the time, making connections of where their food comes from and the importance behind them. Every visitor that comes to the ranch, they're gonna grow up, or maybe they are doctors, lawyers, they're all gonna be voters at some point. And it's really important that they understand our farms and ranches and not only understand them, but know the importance of them. Floridians as a whole can do so much to support ag land. Look for that Fresh from Florida label. You know, that's your first go-to. Try to find that Fresh from Florida blueberries, your strawberries, your tomatoes, sugar cane. There's so much, I could just keep going on and on, that comes fresh from Florida. And I think that's so important that we support Fresh from Florida, making sure things are grown in America, but also advocating for policy change for farmers and ranchers. I think it's important that we as a community educate people on our farms and ranches and how they're producing the safest food in America. It's important for people to know that. And I'm so proud of where our food comes from. Just seeing so much beef grown here on the ranch. I eat it myself, it's in my freezer. It's what I pick for myself and my family. So I think it's just so important that we might not be a farmer or a rancher, but you might be someone in the community that has a love and a passion for agriculture and for green space, and you can really make a difference by just supporting your farmers and ranchers.
So what can people other than landowners do to help conserve this land? If you get the opportunities, talk to your county commissioners. If they have a program to raise money to do conservation easements, help them, support them, vote for them. Same way on the state level, those state senators and those state representatives, of which we all have them, tell them that what you want is to conserve land, but they are the ones that really vote and advocate or not advocate for funding for these programs. We need a balance. We need a yin and a yang. We need development and we need conservation. But right now, development is got the hyper focus on it. We need to bring that focus on conservation dollars up through your county, through your state, and the federal government. We've got some really great scientific data that tells us what this land provides for those 22 million people that live here. And it's going away quickly.